Democrats are seeing what we're all seeing during Donald Trump's disastrous trip to China, and Democrats are saying enough is enough. The 25th Amendment needs to be invoked immediately. Donald Trump is shaming and embarrassing the United States right now in China. We've heard from various Congress members telling us they need the 25th Amendment invoked urgently. Trump needs to be removed, impeached, get him out. This trip could not be more embarrassing. Let me show you what's going on. We have Democratic Congresswoman Ansari told the MeidasTouch network reporters on Capitol Hill, we need to invoke the 25th Amendment immediately. Donald Trump continues to make these posts of AI slop at 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. It's deranged and it is embarrassing the United States. This is so shameful. Here, play this clip.
How big of a factor is his cognitive decline given kind of like what we've been seeing, in the lead up to this China trip?
I mean, Donald Trump is so unwell. The fact that the President of the United States spends every single night from the span of midnight to 3 to 4 a.m. on Truth Social creating AI slop, it's unbelievable. And I think that's why you're seeing more and more people call for the 25th Amendment and just recognize that he is unfit to be president, let alone any sort of leadership position in any capacity in this country.
Got it. Thank you, Congresswoman.
Then we heard from Democratic Congressmember McGovern. He says, quote, I think Donald Trump is seriously ill. He needs medical attention immediately. Here, play this clip.
Is Donald Trump's ballroom a national emergency?
You got to be kidding me. I mean, it's a vanity project. It's going to cost the American taxpayers over $1 billion at a time when people can't afford their health care, they can't afford their groceries, they can't afford fill up their gas tanks. I mean, Donald Trump lives in lifestyles of the rich and famous. And I wish we had some Republicans that would actually stand with us and actually fight for working people.
And what do you make of him calling for Obama's arrest now, 3 presidencies later?
I think he's seriously ill. I think Trump needs medical attention, and there needs to be an intervention. I mean, his family or someone in his cabinet, or I would say maybe some Republicans here, but they don't have the balls to confront him on anything. So, he's not well.
How big of a factor is his cognitive decline now that he's in China?
Yeah, I mean, I'm worried for not only the country, but I'm worried about the world. I mean, don't forget, before he went, he was kind of talking about President Xi with awe and respect when he said that he rules China with an iron fist, as if somehow that was something he wanted for himself. So, right. Yeah, this is all very, very strange.
Got it. Thank you, Congressman. Appreciate it.
Then we heard from Congresswoman Ballant. She told MeidasTouch reporters that 100% Donald Trump has something wrong with his mental well-being. I don't know how anybody can see the types of things he's posting and doing and not believe he's mentally ill. He is indeed mentally ill, is what she's saying. That's her opinion, of course. I share the same opinion. We're all entitled to our opinions. Tell me your opinion in the comments. Here's what she says. Let's play this clip.
Are you concerned about the president's mental well-being?
Oh, 100%. I don't know how anyone can see what he posts or watch him in any meeting and think that he's fit for office. I'm absolutely concerned about it. And I know my Republican colleagues are too. They just won't say it out loud.
Is it the late night posts?
The late night posts, the fact that there is no filter anymore. The fact that he will call a member of the press bitch, the fact that he will call people piggy, the stupid, all of that stuff. This is not normal behavior, but we continue to normalize it by not calling it out for what it is. He's imbalanced. Absolutely. No question.
Then we heard from Democratic Congressmember Magaziner. He says Trump is a bitter, deranged old man who needs to stop ranting and raving about Obama and focus on his damn job. Here's what Magaziner says. Let's play it.
Is Donald Trump's ballroom a national security issue?
Donald Trump's ballroom is a national embarrassment. He wants to spend $1 billion of your hard-earned taxpayer money building himself a ballroom, but he can't be bothered to figure out how to fix healthcare or end tariffs or end the war or bring costs down for the American people. Instead, it's all vanity projects. He wants a ballroom, he wants an arch, he wants statues and monuments to himself, and unfortunately, too many of the Republican members here want to just suck up to him and spend your money on his vanity projects instead of giving you health care.
And what do you make of him constantly calling for Barack Obama's imprisonment, like 3 presidencies later now?
I mean, he's a bitter, deranged old man who should focus less on Barack Obama and more on helping the American people. he's doing it because he knows that he will not be remembered as being half the president that Barack Obama was, and it makes him upset.
And how big of a factor is his cognitive decline now that he's negotiating on behalf of the United States and China?
It's dangerous. It's always been dangerous. He's trying to sell advanced chips to China. He, isn't taking our national security seriously. He is unstable.
Then we heard from Democratic Congressmember Pat Ryan, who says he's very concerned that Donald Trump may fall asleep while negotiating in China. It's a big factor. We're in the midst of a war. He may start to fall asleep during meetings and further shame us. Here, play this clip.
Is ballroom a national emergency?
Trump's failure is a national emergency. I mean, the last thing we need to be doing is funding another vanity project when my constituents are paying almost $5 a gallon for gas in a war that he started that we shouldn't have started. So the only emergency is him in the White House.
What do you make of him calling for Obama's arrest 3 presidencies later?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
he's completely unhinged.
Yeah.
It's clear that he's unhinged, particularly I think as he goes to China and knows he's going there with a weak hand. He's just grasping and flailing.
And how big of a factor at this point is his cognitive decline?
It's a huge factor. I mean, we're in the midst of a war. He's negotiating with China right now, and we can't be sure if he's not falling asleep in the middle of these meetings. We should all be very concerned. I'm certainly concerned, and my constituents are too, actually.
We then heard from Congressmember Smith, who leads the Armed Services Committee for the Democrats, ranking member there. He says this isn't strategic ambiguity by Donald Trump. It's incoherent ambiguity. Let's play this clip.
I've described it in a couple of interviews recently as incoherent ambiguity. We have strategic ambiguity. His is just all over the place. It's confrontational, it's inconsistent, it's erratic, and it doesn't seem to be based on reality. And so what's causing that? I'm not going to offer up a diagnosis, but it is a significant problem.
And we heard from Congresswoman Dexter. She says that Donald Trump can't speak in sentences. Let's play this clip.
Wait, do you think that the ballroom is a national emergency?
That is such a laughable assertion. No, it's of course not. What's a national emergency is the fact that the American people can't afford to live, let alone pay for gas, and certainly can't get to our national parks.
And how big of a factor is Donald Trump's cognitive decline now that he's in China negotiating on behalf of the United States?
I don't trust that man to be able to cognitively make a complete sentence, let alone negotiate with China, who's so clearly 3 steps ahead of us right now. It's really, really concerning.
Got it. Thank you, Congresswoman.
Powerful words here from Democrats. Then we heard from Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Here's what she told us. Let's play this clip.
With expectations quickly declining for Donald Trump's trip to China, how big of a factor is his cognitive decline at this point?
Well, we've been seeing it for a really long time. It doesn't seem like he fully understands what he's talking about, doesn't have a good grasp of the reality that he's created a mess, not just in this country, but around the world.
He said that closing the Strait of Hormuz was a genius move. What are your constituents telling you?
Oh, they think it is not a genius move. If you're just reading 70% of farmers saying that they cannot afford enough fertilizers. There is an economic impact, not just on the price of gas, but on everything else. My constituents are feeling it, Minnesotans are feeling it, and I know people across this country are feeling it as well.
Got it. Thank you, Congresswoman.
We then heard from Congressmember Ro Khanna. Here's what he told us. Let's play this clip.
Congressman, is Donald Trump's ballroom a national security concern?
You know what it is? It's a national security concern, but he's building it with foreign steel. He attacked me on Fox News because I said that we had Chinese steel in our ports. But can you imagine this guy is building the White House with foreign steel? What happened to America first?
Right, and he's in China right now. How big of a factor is his cognitive decline?
He's in China, and who does he take? Does he take the forgotten American? Does he take the American worker? No, he takes tech billionaires with him, and now he's talking about $1 trillion of Chinese money into America to set up factories where workers are going to be abused, to set up factories where they have tons of people working who are undocumented, where they're not playing fair. Give me a break. What happened to Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania? The forgotten American. He's literally taking tech billionaires to make this deal with China.
Mr. O'Connor, worry about the president's mental well-being?
I mean, he's doing everything opposite of what he campaigned on. He said, I'm going to be for peace, and he's making wars in Iran, now threatening Cuba and Venezuela. He said he's going to be for forgotten Americans and take the tough line on China. And now China's putting $1 trillion into America to undermine our auto industry, our steel industry. So I worry about his hypocrisy. I worry about this is a president who's run the most dishonest campaign in American history. Thank you.
Then we heard from some of the MAGA Republicans. We wanted to ask them the same types of questions. So MAGA Republican Congress member, or Senator Marshall rather, told us that Donald Trump gets an A. Here's what Senator Marshall says. I give Donald Trump an A. An A? Here, play this clip.
Certainly the price of gas is important to everybody, and hopefully as soon as this war gets over, we'll be back to where we were.
And if you were going to give him, like, if this was a report card and you were going to give him a grade on the war in Iran, what grade would you give President Trump?
You know, I'm going to have to give him an A. And like him, and we had this discussion on the phone last week. I wake up every morning, is my family safe? Is your family safe? What's the future hold? And I think he's always kept that in perspective, that regardless of all the other outside noise, he's kept in perspective what's most important is the safety of Americans. We've dealt with this issue for 47 years already with Iran. We cannot tolerate them ever having nukes again. Americans would never be safe again. If we gave Iran nukes, gasoline would be $20 a gallon. They would shut the Strait on and off, and like North Korea taunting everybody, they would feel like they're untouchable if they had nuclear weapons. So A, for keeping us safe and having the guts to address a 47-year issue.
More from MAGA Republican Senator Marshall saying that Donald Trump did nothing wrong. Everything he does is good. Let's play this clip.
Is there anything in this term that the president has done that you just disagree with?
Gosh, I'm sure there is. I'd have to sit there and think about it, and I just can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm sure there is.
Low-hanging fruit, the Greenland stuff, or even the Pope feud. Has he lost focus at all recently when he was elected? I think primarily on the economy. Any of the Pope feud, Greenland, kind of.
Well, I think the Greenland would be very important to our national security. I think that would be a very good thing for America to purchase or work out an agreement with them. I think we know with President Trump that he's never going to back down, and that's why we like him, that no matter who hits him, he's going to hit you back, and that's just who he is. I think you have to focus on, he's got more done than any president I can ever think of in these first, I guess we're at about a year and a half right now. He's done more for rural America than any administration has ever done. And whether it's the $50 billion Rural Health Transformation Fund, $65 billion of new funds into agriculture for crop insurance and reference prices. So I just think that although we don't agree with everything he says or tweets, we agree on his goals and his purpose, and his policies are working.
And we heard from Congresswoman Nancy Mace. She said, I didn't even hear the comments that Donald Trump made. I don't know the context of Donald Trump saying that he doesn't care one bit about the American people's financial condition. Play this clip.
To Americans in South Carolina, our gas prices are now over $4. So people are feeling the pain at the pump too.
So those comments specifically, though, do you think
I didn't see those comments specifically. I think I read a headline right before I came over here. But I mean, he's always said that nuclear arms, that Iran cannot have nuclear arms, and that's been his priority. The safety of the United States, our allies in the world, are a top priority for him, and that's been very important to him.
And then she says, well, just think about it. If Biden or Kamala were in office, it would be worse. Let's imagine a fake world that doesn't exist, and let's get angry at Biden and Kamala, even though inflation was going down and we were in a manufacturing boom by the end of their administration. But sure, Nancy Mace, this is how the MAGA Republicans are coping with this all. Let's play this clip.
Higher under Joe Biden.
Do you think that's what most Americans feel? Is that how they're going to respond?
Well, I think that when you look at the cost of groceries still, the cost of gas, it is still expensive to live in the United States. So there's still work to be done. But in the president's first year, what he has done is darn near a miracle to get inflation under control. We had massive growth of the economy last year. We had 2 quarters over 3% GDP growth. So GDP growth was through the roof. And so when you look at that economically, the bigger picture, he's been miraculous in economic recovery. If we had Joe Biden as president, it would be a much worse situation without a war. So he's done a great job given the circumstances of the conflict overseas.
Do you support suspending the gas tax?
I do support. And in fact, in South Carolina, I recommended that the state suspend the gas tax until prices come down. I also want to see no state income tax in the state of South Carolina. I have a very detailed plan to do that.
A little more, we spoke to Congressmember McGovern. Here's what he's told us. Let's play it.
Congressman, what do you make of President Xi not welcoming President Trump on the tarmac today in China?
I think that's how much respect President Xi has for President Trump.
I mean, he definitely welcomed Kim Jong-il.
Yeah, I mean, so whatever. But you know what? Trump will rationalize it somehow. And Trump's trying to find ways to distract from the mess that he's created here in the United States with like the worst economy ever. I mean, people can't afford anything, and he's bringing lifestyles of the rich and famous with him on a trip to China. Meanwhile, we're still stuck in this illegal, reckless, costly war in Iran, and gas prices are going through the roof. So in any event, I'm sure Trump will fawn all over President Xi because Trump likes dictators.
Any comment on Dr. Oz yesterday or earlier this week talking about Americans who are under-babied, that they aren't having enough babies?
And I think he says about Trump babies. Yeah, I posted something about that, and I wrote, ew.
Thank you, Congressman.
And we heard from Congresswoman Ansari. Here's what she said again. Let's play it.
Congressman, what do you make of President Xi not welcoming Donald Trump on the red carpet like he has in the past to the leader from North Korea?
I think what I've seen from the president's trip to China so far, the entire cast of characters being so obnoxious on their way, they're not prepared for any sort of foreign policy whatsoever. And it's just an embarrassment, quite frankly, of how they continue to represent the United States on the global stage.
I just want to remind everybody what Donald Trump campaigned on. He promised gas prices, electricity prices, everything would be down 50%, he said, right away. Well, you're a liar, Donald. You're a fraud. You're a convicted felon. You're a criminal. You're a sexual predator. You've been found civilly liable for sexual assault, that is. You're a bankrupter. You're a destroyer. You're embarrassing the United States. Here's what Donald Trump said. Let's play it.
But we're going to get this done, and you're going to have within 1 year, think of it, within 1 year, you're going to have electric bills and energy bills, and your gasoline for your car is going to be 50% cheaper than it is right now. That's a big thing. That's a big thing.
There you have it, everybody. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.